What's up, Buttercup? It is I, it is me, it is she, Barbie P. Welcome back to my channel. How you doing? It's so good. I'm glad you are back. But anyway, we gotta talk. We're gonna have to talk about some things, okay? So you're eating clean. You swapped chips for almonds. You swapped ice cream for smoothies. No fast food, but you're meal prepping. However, when you get on the scale, it's not moving. And depending on the day, it might even be up. Frustrated. You should be. Because no one told you, yes, you, that you can still overeat on healthy food. And it can definitely stall your weight loss journey. So, weight loss, fat loss. If you know, you know. But anyway. But in today's video, I'm just going to simply break down why healthy food doesn't always mean weight loss friendly, and what traps to watch out for, how to fix it, and not obsessing over every bite. So let's get into the video. And of course, disclaimer, I am not a doctor, a dietitian, a nutritionist, or Jesus. So I always recommend that you seek professional help on your weight loss, fat loss journey. However, I'm just a girly that lost 107 pounds, and I have tips and tricks that might help you out. So, yes. Now, let's get one thing straight. Healthy food still has calories, okay? Nuts, avocados. Well, I'm allergic to avocados, so I can't eat them. But yes, nuts, avocados, olive oil, protein smoothies, granola, hummus. All of it is super amazing for you, but it is super easy to overeat, especially if you are a volume eater. And if you are a volume eater and you need tips and tricks, yeah, I got a video for that. So check that video out too. So the problem isn't the food, it's you. Okay, that was a little harsh. The problem isn't the food, because it is healthy, but it is because you're eating way too much of it. You don't track it because it's quote unquote healthy. Now, this was something I had a rude awakening on. Once I started counting calories and creating a calorie deficit, I got sad. Not even gonna lie, Buttercup, I got sad. When I saw a serving of peanut butter, instant depression for like 5 seconds. Instant. Because I love peanut butter. And don't let it be around my period, my cycle. I always crave peanut butter, chocolate, and something kind of like caramelly. So, yes. But you're eating way too much. You have to start tracking. And I know some people are like, counting calories, and that's so restrictive. Oh, you're creating an eating disorder. Or YouTube, never mind. You're creating stuff that's not good for people. Well, guess what, Buttercup? Can you even say binge eating? Okay. Overeating is unhealthy. So who's going to talk about that? Everyone wants to come for all this smoke when someone wants to start counting their calories. When someone wants to start working out. Oh, dare I say intentional weight loss? Here come the singing, crying hyenas talking about that's too restrictive, that's too this. No. Overeating because you're feeling sad is bad. Eating in the closet because you're ashamed of how much you're eating is bad. That's the real disorder. We'll talk about in another video. I'm not trying to come for you. I'm not trying to come for no one, and I don't want you clutching your pearls too hard in this video. I digress. But anyway, yes, healthy food is amazing for you, but if you're eating large portions of it, it's super easy to go into really a calorie surplus. So one thing that really helped me out was I got like powdered peanut butter. It's the same thing. I mean, I still still eat regular peanut butter from time to time, but I shoot for the powdered peanut butter because it's a fraction of the calories. And for how much peanut butter that I really love, yeah, one of my period snacks is I take a banana and I kind of mash it, and then I would take 2 to 3 big glops of peanut butter and sprinkle chocolate chips on it. Yeah, it was like 1,200 calories, almost 1,500 calories, because again, a serving of peanut butter is literally 180 calories. And if it's crunchy peanut butter, it's 200 calories per serving. So that's a lot. And one of the traps is the health halo trap, because there's something called the health halo effect. It's when food is labeled like organic, gluten-free, high protein, and you think it's a free pass. Granola bars, protein cookies, smoothie bowls, trail mix can easily be 300 plus calories, and it's not even filling you up. Let me show you a 300 calories of cauliflower rice. Okay. And because they feel healthy, we tend to eat more of it, because that was something I definitely did, especially like I always say, I always preach. I was 300 calories. I was 300 pounds and 8 ounces. So I had to relearn everything, relearn how to eat and create better habits. Like, I had to start from scratch, y'all. So all these videos, all the tips and tricks that I give, I had to learn them. So I walked through this thing, okay? And one thing that I really loved was like a smoothie. And me and my bestie, hey girl, we were just talking on the phone yesterday, and she made her own smoothie, but I guess from Planet Smoothie. It's an acai one, and she made it herself, but she made it for a fraction of the calories. And she was like, girl, I did not know like it was that many calories. By the time she added like her peanut butter or, like whatever she would add, that smoothie was like almost 600 calories. So she was able to make it at home for like a fraction of the calories. And of course, my smoothie from Planet Smoothie, it's like the peanut butter one, but of course it was peanut butter chocolate, and I would ask for extra peanut butter, and my smoothie was about 800 or so calories. But because it's labeled healthy, because it's a smoothie, you see like how that halo effect comes on. Like, it's just a smoothie, it's just a salad, it's a protein bar. Like, what? But yes, sis, you're still going over in it. So even though it is still healthy, you need to be tracking. You need to have some method of tracking. And the best part is you don't have to track forever, because some of the girlies that get it and they're locked in, some of them still track everything they eat, and then some of them don't even track everything they eat because it's just mental. Like, they just know what they're eating. When they make a salad, their hands naturally grab for one serving of chicken, and it grabs for one serving of cheese. It might be off by maybe 5 to 10 calories, but for the most part, they know what they're doing because they've been doing it for so long. They don't even have to track no more. So eventually you will get off tracking your calories daily, but you need to track because you need to get there first. Because if you really track what you're eating now, you don't even want to look at those numbers. But anyway, so that was the halo effect, and that was the trap of that. And I have to tell you, portions still matter, Buttercup. I don't care what people say. At the end of the day, for most people, it is still calories in versus calories out. Yes, I know about hormones. I know about all of that stuff. But for the most part, it is calorie. Like, for just let's just take out the hormones for a moment. Let's take out all the extra things that a person may have. When you really break it down, it is calories in versus calories out, far as weight loss. Now, if you're doing the whole body recomp, well, really, weight loss is just fat loss. But anyway, if you're doing the whole body recomp, your eating is definitely going to be different. You're probably going to up your protein more. You might be eating more carbs. So, because of course you can be the same weight but look different. So, yeah. But right now we're just talking about calories in versus calories out. Most of the time, the weight is just going to come off because that's essentially what it boils down to. And for some people, once they actually lost the weight, their hormones were regulated because a lot of the foods that they were eating was putting their hormones out of whack and gaining weight and causing gut issues. So a lot of issues that we have in our bodies is related to what we're eating. Simple. It's like what we're eating, of course, stress, and then your environment. But if you really can control what you're eating, it helps a lot. That's all I'm just trying to say. But yes, portions still matter. You still need to track everything that you are eating and figure out what the portion actually is. And some things, not saying you have to cut out, but again, being mindful of the portions. Nut butters, oils, avocados. I'm allergic, but I know people eat avocados. It's on everything. And you're just one of God's favorite because I am allergic to avocados, but I love them. So yes. And of course, healthy baked goods. Oh my gosh. That's something to be watchful for because there was, what was it? It was kind of like a vegan at Whole Foods. There's just this vegan blueberry donut and it's amazing. And you would think because it's vegan, it's considered healthy. But that donut still had the same amount of calories as like a regular donut. So you just got to be careful. And of course, granola, like, oh my gosh. I saw like an actual serving of granola. And there was a time I had cereal, but I used the granola instead of actual cereal. Cause I was like, well, granola is healthy and this and that. Not knowing I was having almost a 2,000 calorie breakfast, shooting insulin through the roof because, yes, it's been a journey. And then even protein snacks, like they're still good. Like all these foods are healthy. All I'm saying, Buttercup, is don't fall for the health halo trap. And still keep your portions in check. That's all I'm saying. That's it. So how do you fix this without going nuts? Oh, it's simple. Just start tracking your food. That is pretty much it. Start tracking your food. And just because it is healthy, just because it contains protein, just because it's vegan, gluten-free, don't let that trap you. Turn that box over and look at the macros. How many calories does this have? How much protein does it actually have? What is the ingredients? Oh my gosh. I'm working on this. Eventually I'm going to do a kind of like pantry detox and just removing items that have over 10 to 15 ingredients in it. Like you have a laka. What is that? I was looking at one protein powder and it was amazing. It tasted great. But y'all, when I read the small print, it said like this protein, like it said this product is made in the factory that contains ... and it may expose you to lead. And I was like, ooh, huh? What? I'm ingesting lead? Like, that's just a warning label, but it just made me think like, okay, I know some of this stuff is convenience and it's great. I'm not saying I'm not going to drink another protein shake in my life. No, I'm still going to have a protein shake. I'm still going to use my air fryer. We're just going to pray over it and hope for the best. And again, make better choices, do what I can. And yeah. But, I'm going to do like a pantry detox. Because when foods have, like, it'll say it's healthy, but then you look in the ingredient list and there's so many just different ingredients and I just can't. So, yeah. And then avoid grazing. I know, because I'm a snacker. I am a snacker. I am a nibbler. And I have been guilty of this as well. That's why I made a video on it. I would snack so much on healthy food. And I would say snacking on calorie dense healthy food. So for me was the peanut butter, the granola, the smoothies, because I would put everything in the smoothie, and then I would put a whole bunch of protein powder. Well, not a whole bunch, but I'll put like a scoop of protein powder, 2 to 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. Then I throw my fruit, and then at that time I would use regular milk instead of almond milk, because that's just what I did. And again, now this is great if you're trying to bulk. You know, if you're trying to bulk and stuff, everything that I just said, go ahead, eat your avocados, eat your nuts, eat your granola, have your protein bar, because you're like in a bulking phase. But if you're trying to stay in your calorie deficit, these are the things you want to watch out for. And I would say building your meals, of course, around protein, then produce, then add your carbs or your fats with intention. And that's just simply, your serving of chicken, serving to a chicken breast. Your produce is, of course, like your broccoli, your veggies, and then your carbs, fats. That's like your kind of like sweet potatoes, quinoa, rice, and of course fats is like some type of avocado or olive oil, whatever like that. But just playing around. So pretty much you want your protein like first, then you want your produce, aka your fiber, and then carbs kind of last. And nothing is wrong with carbs. I'm not saying carbs is the devil. I'm just saying certain carbs are very calorie dense, and it's really easy to overeat on stuff. It's really easy to overeat on healthy food if you are not tracking and not being intentional about it and visualizing like what is an actual serving. Get you a food scale. Get a food scale on Amazon, real simple, and you can actually see what a serving of rice is, what a serving of cheese is, what a serving of peanut butter is. So let's just say if you're out and about and you don't have a food scale, in your mind you can visually kind of like eyeball what a serving is, so you can somewhat know, when you're out and about, because you want to, of course, meal prep and have everything that you need, but there's going to be times where you're going to have to get something from the outside world, and you just want to plan accordingly. You just want to be ready. You just want to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So you throw me in, I got my meal prep, I'm good. If I don't have my meal prep, I know what to get from Chick-fil-A. I know what to get from Whole Foods. I know what to get. So yes. And again, I would say watch my video for tips for volume eaters, because that will definitely help you out if you are a volume eater and if you are somewhat of a snacker. That video will help. And another thing is to simply just have a eating schedule. It doesn't have to be super strict, but just having some type of format to go by, so you're not eating and grazing and snacking all day and then you're having meals on top of that. So if you have a berry protein smoothie at 10, every day at 10 a.m., you're having breakfast. Every day at 2 p.m., you're having lunch. Every day about 3:30, 4 p.m., you might have a snack. And then around 7 or so, it's dinner time. So if you can just have somewhat of an eating schedule, once you keep creating that habit, eventually you're just going to be so locked in. It's like, oh, you won't even eat in between, because your body knows we don't eat at this time. We eat at this time. So yes, Buttercup, and are we at the end? Yes, we are. Those are all my tips. So I just want you to realize, look, you are not failing, Buttercup. You are just simply eating more than what you realize. And it's not all the way your fault because everyone puts the halo effect on it and you think you're eating healthy. And the fitness industry loves to tell you, just eat clean, eat whole foods. But no one is telling you that clean doesn't always mean lean. No one is telling you still gotta track. No one is telling you, do you even know what your calorie deficit is? Are you overeating? Are you undereating? There's still a lot that goes on than just saying eat clean. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it helps. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more real advice from me, her, she, Barbie P. Drop a comment. What food that was considered healthy that you would overeat on? Okay? I've been there, and now you got the tools to take control. So until next time, see you in the next one, Buttercup. Bye.